Hello friends and enemies. Today we're looking at the Mafex, The Boys William Billy Butcher. Now it's been a while since I've seen the show, but I remember Butcher. But while I do remember Butcher, I don't remember if I have unboxed and messed around with any other Mafex figures. I'm sure I have, but I can't for the life of me remember what they are. My memory's not that great, you guys. I'm sure it'll only get better as I head into my twilight years. Of course, we've got a window in the front to show most of what he comes with. There's some stuff in the back that I can't get a peek into. Very noticeably, he comes with this souped up super baby, some weapons. Package is matte with this nice background, kind of grungy like the show. A picture of the figure, more promotional pictures on the sides. And we've got this little thing, I guess, to make sure that it is a real licensed product. More pictures on the back. Bear watching you sleep. Ages 15 and up. If you give this to someone who is below the age of 15, a lot of awful stuff happens in this show, so I can't really pick out one in particular thing to threaten someone with. If you give this to someone below the age of 15, a superhero will ruin your life. There's an app or something you can download to make sure you've got the real thing. I'm pretty confident that this is the real one. Got it from Ami, which has never steered me wrong. Here, I think this is just a stand that's covered with tape, and now I'm covered with tape. Like a fox caught in a trap, I'm just going to languish here until I starve to death with this tape wrapped around my fingies. Ooh, there's a lot of parts in this stand. Butcher has a substantial clamshell, and I'm worried that everything's just going to pop out when I open it up. So let's try and do this carefully. Success! First impressions, it looks like Billy Butcher. And he has such nice hair, too. The soft goods coat does kind of overwhelm the actual figure, at least initially. But then if you take off that coat, you're just going to have him in a black shirt and black pants and black boots, which is not very interesting. So I welcome the soft goods coat. It's a little, you know, well, soft goodsy. It's obviously a miniature coat. There are some fun details like these tiny little buttons. I think it's just the collar area is just too big. There's a wire in there for posing, so you could kind of like pop his collar, I guess, or get it to lay flat, but it's just bulky. Not necessarily a bad thing. So I've taken the coat off so we can get a better look at the figure, see what we're dealing with, and I'm pretty sure you are meant to keep the jacket on because the joints on these shoulders are crazy gappy. There's so much gap, it looks really weird, but I wanted the coat off so I could just see the sculpt better, see the articulation better. And the sculpt is all there. I mean, it's mostly black clothing, but it's really nicely made with a lot of dynamic wrinkles. I especially love the wrinkles here at the top of the boot. He's got little pockets on his pants, a very dapper shirt, shiny in my light, so shiny. Tiny gold chain, and the face sculpt is just great. Adequately worn and weathered, fantastic beard. Maybe it's just the beard, but he kind of reminds me of Joel from The Last of Us. Joel action figure win. You've got some really nice smooth movements on this guy too. A lot of movement in the head and neck area. And the shoulders are, like I said, extremely gappy, but you can do a lot with them. There's a wide range of movement there. That, of course, is going to be hampered a little bit when you put the coat back on. But for now, not bad at all. Very smooth double elbow joint. With the hands, you're going to want to be careful. They can move every way that you would expect them to move. So swivel and up and down. But they come out of their pegs really easily. And they are small hands, easy to lose. So be careful about that. Moderate amount of crunch, a little bit of twist. We've got more twist and a little bit more crunch at the waist, and that is being covered by his shirt. A little stiff in the leg department, but he can get it up there. That's what she said. I gotta stop that. You guys never call me out on that, and I don't want to keep doing it. I'm not proud of it. It's low-hanging fruit. Which is also another smooth joint right there at the knee, up and down and swivel at the ankle, and we've got a toe joint as well. I'm going to put his coat back on because he looks a little bit naked without it, in my opinion. I like Butcher. He's a little bit unhinged. Not without good reason, though, I suppose. He comes with a mess of hands. They're on these little acrylic rods, which keep them from shrinking or stretching out during their time in the package. And also, they're nifty for keeping the hands sorted correctly. So you've got some gripping hands, grabby hand and pointing hand. I like that pointing hand. Or is that a trigger finger hand? I think I prefer it as a pointing hand. Kind of like, listen here, you. That's what he says all the time, isn't it? Some relaxed and or holding hands. It looks like this one has a peg in the center. That's probably for holding up the super baby. And some truly relaxed or reaching hands. And I guess these are the relaxed hands, and the others are reaching hands or holding hands. They can serve pretty much any purpose you want them to. That's the great thing about multiple hands, and hands in general. Ow. I'm okay. He comes with an additional face. This one is very manic, smiling, and I just love the way they did this because the teeth are so recessed in there. They look like, well, it looks like a real mouth. So you can see that it's inset into the face here. So yeah, that adds a lot of depth, a lot of dimensionality to the face sculpt. He's so, I wouldn't use the word happy, but he's happy to be causing destruction, I guess. He'll come with the tiniest of watches, and like I said, it's been a while since I've watched the show, so I don't remember if the watch is important. He's got a crowbar, very simple sculpt, but effective. Actually, I don't even know if this is paint, it might just be the plastic, but it's a shiny gunmetal. Cattle prod, I'm pretty sure that's what this is. I really don't remember when he had this, but I'm sure he did at some point because it's butcher. And I like this little dangly strap at the bottom. It's not actually a dangly strap, it's plastic, but the effect is there. He'll come with sniper rifle, pretty plain, but nice clean sculpt. You've got painted lenses on the scope, but I think the thing that people pay most attention to when it comes to accessories will be this Super Baby. It's a very weird addition because this was only like one scene, wasn't it? And I guess it was kind of an important scene. But yeah, so he's got the Super Baby that he used to, and I'm sure he killed someone with it, but I don't exactly remember the scene. One thing I will say is that for a baby this young, its legs seem really long. Like, I feel like it should just have still super nubby frog legs, but I don't really know anything about babies. So, you know, what do I know? Standing him up is a little bit of a pain, but it's not too much trouble. I do like these holders just because you can keep the hands more easily organized that way. Pop on his baby holding hands. It'd be cool if the baby came with like a laser effect, because I think in the show it shoots lasers. Hold the baby there. It's a bit of an exercise in patience, mainly because his hands do want to pop out of his wrists so easily, and the coat is a little bit in the way of posing, but he can hold it. You're definitely going to have to do some finagling to get him to hold it in any kind of realistic manner, though. Ooh, swapping off the heads is really easy, too. These gripping hands don't really want to hold the crowbar. It's a little bit thin in their grasp, but if you balance it right, it should be okay. Man, I love how manic this guy looks. The hands are a problem. You're really going to have to look out for them because they just want to come out so bad. The main trouble with this figure are the hands. We have the Homelander figure too, and I believe it's the same way where the hands they just want to come on out. They want to come out. Let's take a really quick look at the stand, and then I will compare him to Homelander. There seem to be a lot of attachments and doodly bobs. Don't really know what most of this is. He does not have a peg hole in his back, so you will be relying on this to clasp around him if you want him in any kind of crazy pose. I have a feeling you could get him into pretty much most of the poses you want without needing the stand, but it is there if you require it, which is nice. With a lot of parts, you can do a lot of different things with this. I'm not 100% sure what those things are, but you can do those things. And that is the important part. Playing and exploring like a developing child. You can arrange the stand bits to hold him up by his waist, or by his waist and his crotch, whichever you prefer. That's the beauty of it. Much like having many hands, it's also good having many stands. Stands with a D, not stands, as in a Stan Marsh. What am I saying? Anyway, putting on the watch should be a rather simple affair. Take off the hands, they want to come off anyway. Slide on the watch, put the hand back on. You're not really going to get the full effect of the watch unless the coat is off. It's kind of overshadowed by the sleeve. Man, I know I keep harping on these hands, but they are... it makes the figure very, very difficult to pose when you're doing hand-related things and they just want to pop right off. See, I didn't... Even just that little movement took the hands right off. They're not robust joints at all. They just are so weak. It makes it very difficult. But the effect is cool. I will also say that I don't know if it's this way in all the Billy Butchers, but this one, mine in particular, the toe joints don't seem to want to go down. Like his boot doesn't want to lay flat. The toe joints are always kind of pointed up, and that makes it a little difficult to keep him standing. So here he is with the Mafex Homelander, and that looks about right. Homelander is a soup, so he is a little bit taller than Butcher, a little bit bigger, and it looks really great to see them side by side like this. A really colorful character, kind of garish in his outfit and everything, and then you've just got Butcher all in black, just waiting to bash someone's head in. So if you're a fan of the boys, if you want a Butcher figure, if you're on the fence about it, I would recommend it. It's a good figure. It is a little finicky with the hands especially, but it does come with some cool accessories. He looks cool, he looks great next to Homelander, and I'm sure he'll look great next to whoever else they decide to release. Thank you so much for watching. Likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome. And I'll see you guys on the next one.